Hello and welcome to Prince Civil Services YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Sanchit and today we are going to discuss a very important topic that is titled as Black Swan Event. That is Black Swan Event. So as we have followed a pattern that first of all we will discuss why we are discussing this topic or why it is in news. So basically what happened, there was a study by Reserve Bank of India. So a study happened and there was outcome of that study and which said that there is a possibility of capital outflows to the tune of $100 billion. So this was the crux of the study. But why there will be this flight of this capital or the money will go out of the India? The reason predicted was that there will be some global risk scenario, or it was termed as Black Swan Event. So that is why there was a study, and now we are going to discuss the reason predicted by that study as a Black Swan Event. So the topic is Black Swan Event. Now, what is a Black Swan Event? So let me read the definition first. So it is a rare, unpredictable event that comes as a surprise. So let us discuss the first part of the definition. It is a rare event. That is, it is not common event. It happens very rarely. Second is unpredictable. You cannot predict such an event. So it is a rare, unpredictable event that comes as a surprise. Now the next part of the definition, and has a significant impact on the society or the world as a whole. So it is a rare, unpredictable event that comes as a surprise and has a significant impact on the society or the world. So this is the definition of this Black Swan event. Now, how can you define or what are the specific characteristic of an event so that it can be labeled as a black swan? So there must be some fixed criteria. If that is present, that event can be labeled as Black Swan event. The first criteria is, so basically there are three criterias. So the first criteria to be present, to be called as a Black Swan event, is that the event should be extremely rare and outside the realm of regular expectations. It should be rare, that is the one thing, but it should be even outside the expected products or the things which can happen. So even we cannot expect such event. So that is the first criteria. Second is they have a severe impact after they hit. So it was in the definition that it significantly impacts the society or the world. And third is they seem probable in hindsight when plausible explanations appear. So what is the meaning of this? So you can not predict it, but yes, once the event has happened, then you have a mindset that yes, we could have predicted it, but after only it has happened. So these are the three criterias for an event to be labeled as Black Swan event. Now, when did the term originate? So there is this one author, very famous author, Nassim Nicholas Taleb. So this is the name of the author who put forward the Black Swan theory in 2001. So 2001, there was this theory, there is this person, Nassim Nicholas Taleb. And this term became very famous after the publication of the book, The Black Swan, The Impact of the Highly Probable. So, and this is one of the most influential books of the 20th century. So if you want to read it, you can have a read. It's a very good book. So 2001, there was this theory, and in 2007, this became famous because there was a publication of a book. Now, why we have used, or why the author has used the term black swan? Why not any other term? So what happened? We have to go back into the 17th century. So in 17th century, the Europeans, they believed all the swans are white. They were not in the know-how of the black swan. So they always were of this mindset that swans are only white. But suddenly in 1697, a Dutch explorer spotted the first black swan in Australia. So something rare, something having a larger impact happened, and there was a discovery of black swans. So that is why from this event, we have the author has taken the term black swan for a rare, unpredictable event. Now, you must be thinking, what are the examples of black swan events? Have the black swan events happened in the past? Yes, there are examples. So on your screens, you must be having a look at the breakup of USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, Russia, that is basically. So it was a group of countries, and from 88, 89 to 1991, this USSR was disintegrated. And this event had a very large impact on the society or the world. You must have heard about the Cold War. That is, there was a one bloc US and the other bloc led by Russia. And this bloc is the USSR, which was led by Russia. So when there was a breakup of USSR, so this event was a rare, unpredictable, and having a larger impact on the society or the world. So one such black swan event is breakup of the USSR. Then the very infamous picture, this is the 9/11 attacks. 9/11 attacks. So we all know about them, and we also know what happened after these attacks. So there were massive wars. USA had a war with Afghanistan and so on in the search of Osama bin Laden. So this event also had a big impact on the world and the society. Now the third example is the recent one, 2008 financial crisis. Various big banks in the US were sank. There was subprime crisis. I hope you all know about that. We can discuss in some other video. But yes, there was subprime crisis, and this is a question for you. Please write down in the comment section if you have any idea about the subprime crisis. What is subprime crisis? So in 2008, there was a massive financial crisis, started from the US economy, then it engulfed almost all parts of all the economies of the world. So these are some of the examples of black swan events. Now, more recent event. We all know about the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, some people try to label the COVID-19 as black swan event. Is this an event, black swan event, or not? But as per the author who is responsible for this term, that is Taleb, he doesn't agree with those who believe it to be one. Taleb says that this is not such event because he called it a white swan because he said COVID-19 could be predictable. Those pandemics, because we all know that viruses can spread at a massive speed. So it was predictable event. So that is why Taleb has said that it was not a black swan event. He further adds that there was no excuse for companies and governments not to be prepared for something like this. So the governments, the companies should be prepared or should have been prepared for such an event. If they would have been prepared, there would not be such a massive impact of COVID-19. So it is not a black swan event as per Taleb, but we all know that COVID had a large impact, but Taleb's definition says it was predictable. So if it is a predictable, it is not a black swan event. So this was the small video on black swan event. I hope you got an idea what is a Black Swan event. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our channel Prince Civil Services. You can also follow us on Instagram, Telegram and Facebook. So thanks for watching. Keep learning and keep watching the other videos. Thank you.